We're going to be talking to Carlos Torres today. A lot of times people talk about how to tattoo better, and they instantly dive into techniques on tattooing, thinking that's what's going to make them better. But the thing is, just grab it from her and yeah. Got my little daughter here today, Viviana. She's chilling, playing with slime. But we talk about techniques and things like that to make a tattoo artist become better. But I feel like that's after you get your mindset right. In all the years of me tattooing, which has been 27, I've seen a lot of people get better fast. I've seen people get better slow. I've seen good people start to suck. I've seen everything you can think of. And let's talk for a second about the people that are good. We all know someone that was really good at one point and then they started getting sloppy. It's because their mindset changed. They could be going through some drama at home or just becoming lazy. But nonetheless, their mindset changed and it showed in their work, right? So I want to talk today about how to have a proper mindset to being a successful tattoo artist or being a successful shop owner or brand owner. Because to me, that's the foundation. And especially nowadays with so much negativity going on, especially with COVID and all the challenges that's presented, it's no wonder that many people have dived downwards with their attitudes and just with their overall energy. I mean, I fight it too, just being a brand owner and being, a shop owner and a tattoo artist and a machine builder. I got to battle it just like all you guys do. So I'm giving you like practical stuff that's worked for me. And we're going to take some questions for you guys. But the first thing I want to say is life's a game, right? And you either win or lose. Whether you're religious or not, that's one thing we can all admit, that life's for sure some kind of game. I don't think we asked to be born. Somehow here we are, we landed on this planet, and we're tattoo artists, one of the best professions in the world. Now as a tattoo artist, we're also creative people, so that means sometimes we struggle with creative minds, which often can be sensitive, right? So it's hard for us to like our work, and we just want to be like the next guy. We want to be the next Nico Hurtado or the next Mr. Cartoon. It's like, like women that find themselves surfing the Instagram world, wanting a body like this person or that person. Well, artists, we're guilty of that too. We search Instagram and we see people that are blow away, like mind-blowing artists that are so good, and we want to be like them. And we're really down on ourselves. We often can get depressed even, like, damn, why can't I be like that person? Like, I've been tattooing for 5 years or 10 years and so-and-so's badass. Here's the first thing. You got to be willing to pay your dues. So first thing we're going to talk about is acceptance. Accept the fact that you are where you are. It just fucking is what it is. And you're going to have to deal with it. It's called your square one, your base. You can only go up from there if you listen to the things I'm going to say and if you listen to what Carlos Torres has to say. If you take your mindset downward, you'll become worse. So you are where you are at today. Today, you are where you're at. From the end of this conversation, I hope that you'll take the challenge to go upward with your mindset and your energy, and you'll see that your success of your art and who you are as a shop owner, if you are a shop owner, will follow. Take every challenge that you go through as a chance to get better. I always talk about how, like, problems, whether your shop burnt down, because mine did, whether you go through some bullshit with your health, because I did, sometimes these setbacks will set you back months, right? Or sometimes years. Like when my shop burnt down, it set me back 2 years. It was 2 years before I could build it up because I had no insurance. And so I had to pay fucking tons of money out of my pocket to get the shop built back up before the landlord kicked us out. But I learned along the way that you got to take these challenges as a chance to get better. So life presents these fucked up challenges. I don't know why. Well, I do. We're going to talk about it. It just sounds good to say I don't know why. But it presents these challenges as a test to see what we're made of. And so as an artist, you'll get put to the test, whether it's a personal thing at home, whether it's your parents saying, why are you tattooing? Like, you'll never make it. Whatever your test is, it's blocking you from being a great tattooer. You have to understand and accept the truth that those tests will actually make you better. It's like when you work out at the gym and your muscles are like, hurting because you're working out. if your muscles could talk, your muscles would be like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Like, why are you, ripping me, right? When you're doing curls or when you're doing bench. If your muscles could talk, they would wonder, like, why are you injuring me? But what happens is your muscles end up rebuilding and becoming stronger. So every challenge you go through as an artist or as a shop owner, you gotta, in a sick way, you gotta learn to love it. You gotta learn to love pain. You gotta learn to love a challenge. You gotta learn to love being sick if you're sick. You gotta learn to fall in love with the process, even if the process sucks. Because if you do, there's always a reward waiting for you if you overcome that. So that's the first thing in a mindset, is learn to take challenges and learn to deal with the bullshit that's gonna come with it. It can come in the form of a wife or a girlfriend or a family member or a shop owner or someone that works with you. Learn to deal with those things as a bonus, as a plus, right? Like, we don't want these challenges to come, but hey, when they land in your lap, it's yours to deal with. It ain't mine. And when my shit lands in my lap, I got to deal with it, right? But if you change the way you see those things, then you're going to change the way things are, right? I stole that one from Dwayne Dwyer, by the way. We'll talk about some books to read too, because this stuff is things I've learned on my own through my own mistakes, and then through reading a bunch of books, self-help books and stuff like that. So I'll share in a creative way, because we're all creative people. I'm going to share in a way that'll help us, creative people. I'm speaking to creative people. I'm not speaking to doctors or lawyers. I'm speaking to creatives like us. So that's the first thing. So you set your foundation by being prepared, like for war. You be prepared for challenges. Take them on head first. Blow through them, because the quicker you blow through them and you learn your lessons, chances are they won't come back. It's like some weird karmic law where if you keep fucking around with these lessons, they're going to keep coming until you figure it out. But as you keep knocking down these lessons as an artist and a creative person, you'll become stronger. You'll become a better black and gray artist or color realist or whatever is your thing. You'll excel at it with having that be part of your foundational element of your new mindset. Because we're going to talk about mindset a lot in these videos. That's probably 80% of anyone that I know's success. Like a Nico Hurtado, a Cartoon, a Carlos Torres. It's 20% talent and it's 80% success. It's 20% talent and 80% wisdom and mindset. That's a fact. It's like they say when you work out and you're trying to lose weight, it's 20% working out and 80% diet. That's how important this is to understand. Mindset is everything for you to become a great tattoo artist or shop owner or brand owner. Also too, like, watch who you hang out with. If you hang out with negative people that are always putting you down, you have a girlfriend that's not believing in you, dump her quick. Or if you're a female that's trying to tattoo better and your boyfriend's treating you bad, dump them. Like, shake that shit. Because if you're trying to become a successful tattoo artist and you're trying to up your skill level so that you could make more money, so that you can get more likes, which is not recommended, but you know what I'm saying. If that's you, you got to dump the negative people. If you're working in a negative shop where everybody's doing dope and drinking and partying, leave that shop. To become successful, you got to be a rare person. So if I'm speaking to 5,000 or 10,000 people, only 3 or 4 of you may be the ones that listen. Only 3 or 4 of you may be the ones that actually will become successful if you put this stuff into play. So watch the company you keep. As a creative, man, we get dragged down with so many things. We want to party and go out, do different things, smoke a little too much weed, drink a little too much alcohol. All that stuff is like, it's part of the process. I get it. I was doing that stuff too, but I always watched myself and managed to, like, not let it overtake my career. If it is, man, you know who I'm talking to. If you're one of those people, you gotta come to grips with knowing that stuff is halting your process. This is all about the process. So, what time do we get to call Carlos?
Let's see. We're shooting about 5:15, 5:30. So
okay.
Give it a couple minutes, but just wanted to make sure we.
So hopefully you guys are with me on this. Pay attention, man. Mindset is everything. There's magic inside of all of us if we tap in. Don't just be a zombie rolling through life as a tattoo artist trying to mimic other people's stuff. You got to go within to see what your recipe is all about. And that's when you have to change your mindset and become successful. By changing your mindset and becoming positive and shaking off your negative friends and surrounding yourself with positive people, you're going to start to become a better artist. You're going to become a better businessman. start reading books. Look, it's a really interesting time in this world. And look, today's September 11th. How long ago was that, Andy?
19 years ago.
19 years ago, many people went to bed last night, and by 10 a.m. they were deceased. Let that set in, gone. They were preparing for work tomorrow. People were preparing to go to work, and by 10 a.m. they were out, right? Think about that. Like, all their dreams died, right? So the fact that you're alive, the fact that I'm alive, let's go for it, man. Let's take this fucking world for what it has to offer. Like, there's no reason for you guys not to grab everything that's fallen from the sky. Like, open up your hands. It's all around us if you receive it. So watch the company you keep. It's very important. You got to really respect yourself and understand that no one's going to do this for you except for yourselves. Seriously, guys, quit waiting for your savior and your prophet, man. Like, you're your own savior and prophet. Like, no one's going to do this for you. You gotta grab this world by the balls and go for it. And it starts with your mindset. So let's talk a little bit about Carlos Torres. Carlos Torres is my business partner, my friend, one of my mentors. I love everything about Carlos. His artwork is always blow away. You guys know that. I don't have to say that. But one thing that's cool about Carlos, and quite a few years ago, we took him on as a business partner. He was part owner of Inkies, and I wanted Inkies to come in with Bishop and just sort of form this bigger pie. And so Carlos came in, and he became part owner of Bishop Tattoo Supply and all the things we got going on. And I work with him on creating new products, and helping develop products that will better your game. And one thing I like about Carlos is he's actually, the reason why we're going to call him is not just because he's one of my business partners, but it's because as I look at Carlos' success, he's always had a proper mindset. Over the years, I learned what a proper mindset is, and he has it. I'm curious myself, so we're going to kind of interview him together because I actually want to know myself. So what got you there, Carlos? Like, why are you a positive, happy-go-lucky guy? How did that play into you owning one of the sickest tattoo studios in the world and one of the best locations? How did that play into you becoming a badass oil painter and, of course, a badass tattoo artist? How did you get there, and what percentage of that was you having a mindset? And break that mindset down. Give us the recipe of what's going on in your head in terms of the context we're talking about. Positive mindset. So, let's give him a call.
Give him a call. And you guys get those questions ready.
If you
guys have any questions addressing just the mind state, the psychology of an artist, what it takes for you to push through your own perceived boundaries. I think a lot of people set their own boundaries and don't realize that they can go a lot further. And so with these guys right here, you're going to be talking to two of some of the most inspirational artists and human beings out there. So get those questions ready, you guys.
And as cheesy as it sounds, like, you really do have to believe in yourself, because just the fact that you really believe in yourself, that's kind of like fuel to this whole thing. That's really gasses this thing up, like when you believe in yourself. And look, I'll be the first to say this before I call Carlos. Like, literally, I always say this. James knows me very well. If I can do it, anyone can. You're talking about a kid that grew up with low self-esteem, grew up very poor. I wasn't always a decent artist that I am today. Today I'm pretty decent, I hope. I wasn't all these things. I wasn't a dope machine builder at one time. If I can do it, anyone can. That's the real truth, right? And for me, it was mindset. It was kind of like I went down a dark road only to pull myself out into a light road. So I chased the darkness, and it had nothing for me, and then I came to the light, and I realized that's where all the blessings were at. And so what I mean by that is I'm the guy that's paid thousands of dollars to go to seminars. I've been to the Tony Robbins seminars. I've read countless books. I've done all these things. So I'm giving you advice. I'm not the cool dude. I'm not the wizard. I'm not the mentor. I'm literally sharing stuff with you that I learned from other people. So I don't think I'm the cool smart guy in the room, but I'm giving you the stuff that I absorbed and the things that work for me. So I'm going to shortcut you guys. I'm going to talk about the things that made it possible for me to do what I do. And I've reached several life goals, and I feel like it's an unstoppable mentality. So let's call Carlos and see.
We'll call Carlos. And for all of you at home who have been looking for a wand, whether the shader, liner, or packer, we do have them now available on the website. So head on over to bishoptattoosupply.com and pick up your wand today.
Carlos Torres. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Look, thanks for bearing with us. This is impromptu. We're going to call him up. Should I call him on FaceTime?
You can FaceTime or just either way.
I'm going to FaceTime this sexy beast. Get those questions ready, though. I want to know what you guys are thinking.
We got a couple of them here.
Tell me your problems. What's going on in your life? This is like Dr. Drew. What's up, Carlos? Oh, shoot. Damn, you're like fine wine. You just keep getting sexier by the year.
Hello!
Kind of like James, actually.
All the time.
I love it, man. Hey, look, well, I'm gonna, so Tom, what do you think? Is the camera movable, or is there a way we can do this kind of situation, or should I come over there?
No, hang out.
Okay. You guys are gonna meet Tom at some point too today. I promise you. Okay. Tommy.
What up, Carlos?
You remember Tom?
Yo, what's up?
Everyone,
What's up, dude?
This is Tom. You can barely see him. Okay, so tell me when you got. I'm gonna leave it still. Okay. Let me know.
Yeah.
Is that light?
Is that zoomed in pretty close? Okay. What are you up to today, Carlos?
I'm tattooing.
Oh, hey, thank you so much for taking the call, dude. We're having a lot of fun with these Friday lives, and just want to help everybody out, really, like understanding like techniques and how to use the machines and whatnot, and all that stuff. And I thought today's episode would be cool to just talk about like the psychology and the mindset of being a successful tattoo artist, business owner, a creative person in general, and how important that is. And I was talking a little bit about my own life. Just we've known each other for close to 20 years, and when I look back at your life personally, I from the things that I've learned in the last 10 years from reading books and going to seminars, I've looked back at your life just when I reflect sometimes on my friends, like we all do, and I kind of get it now. I see why you've become successful as a businessman, artist, tattooer, friend. But my question to you, and what I'm hoping you can share with the audience is, break down your positive mindset and tell me how important it is to be a successful artist, and give us a little insight on your mindset to be in particular.
This is a heavy question that I'm used to.
Big time, dude. But I know you got the goods.
I think positive mindset is for sure something you want to have, man, and you want to feel like you can always achieve whatever you want, and whatever you set your mind for, you set your goals to, it's all achievable. Hard work, obviously. But I think one of the biggest things for me is balance. Is balancing hard work and time. I'm not saying maybe just time away from tattooing, but that was why I picked up painting, was because I went. I've had this other hobby that was still gonna push my art forward.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that was a huge factor for me, and man, I guess I want to say a little bit of friendly competition, man. I wanted to constantly be putting stuff out there, and I was inspired by everybody else's work, so I just always grinded at it,
Can we talk about that for a second? Because I'm glad you brought that up. You're one of the few people that, when you say friendly competition, I know a lot of people they kind of become haters. Like they start to really hate why they're not as good as so and so or so and so. But I know you, and for you it was friendly. Like, how important is it to to be positive about that whole thing, like not take it so serious where you find yourself, being hateful because someone's better than you, but making it a friendly competition. Like how do you make it a friendly competition?
I think surrounding yourself by people that are like-minded, are better than you artistically, more talented than you, and really just trying to outwork them. I've always said, like, I don't think I'm the most talented person or the smartest person, but I'm definitely down to outwork. A good majority of people in the room. Like I said, like surrounding yourself by people, though, man, is always. I've always heard like in art schools, and this is true, like from like seminar classes where I've taken seminars or workshops, is like sure, you learn a lot from the teachers, but I think you learn the most from the students around you, and that little competitive edge by working next to these students, by these people next to you.
Yeah, and you definitely, no, it definitely does, and you work with a lot of good artists and stuff, and the whole positivity thing is really important too. Like we were talking a little bit about just, like shaking any negative people in your life. As you're trying to become successful as a tattoo artist, it's important to if you have to find a new crew of people that believe in you, right, and just they want to see you succeed. It's like a navigation game where you got to navigate through this creative life, choosing the right friends, the right people to hang out with, having art nights, and just remaining positive. Like that's really kind of what we're talking about here. And so thank you for sharing. Because I mean, let me ask you this: do you think that having an overall, I mean, like we all suffer from being depressed and being bummed and being tired and worn out, but like, do you think overall, you being a positive person, do you think that's somewhat like attracted the right people to you? Because you've always been like a positive, happy-go-lucky guy on your journey. So do you think that played a role in just you achieving some of your goals, just being positive for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, who knows really? Like, I know that like I always have like a positive outlook on things, and I really when I try and do things, man, I kind of, especially like for the studio, man, I kind of try and do things for everybody as a group, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I don't know.
It
I
does.
really don't know what I'm saying.
no, it makes sense.
I think like being inclusive with people, caring about other people. Shit, I don't know. I'm pretty lost with this. Like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to say here, Franco.
I think it's just overall, surrounding yourself with the positive and the right people to push you into being who you want to be. Just surrounding yourself with those kind of people.
I mean, I definitely like even with the studio, it's not even like not necessarily all about the talent of the artist, but it's the energy they bring in here. Is huge to me,
Yep.
Like I don't want people around me that are going to be negative and all it takes is one negative attitude to bring down the entire studio.
Yep.
So you know how it is, man. Like building a crew around or building a crew and a crew that is fun to work and be around and inspire each other. Man, that like filtering through all that is tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think egos are huge, man. Like how it was from like in the old school days where like. Man, there was some massive egos in the tattoo game, and seems like times have changed, and hopefully that's a good thing, But like egos, I think can really damage someone and limit them from going forward. I never really pat myself in the back. I will have to say when I'm looking at my tattoos, like. It's really hard for me to. Usually, I'm nitpicking at like what I need to do to get better and what lessons I learned from that tattoo that day, and okay, what am I going to do tomorrow that will be better than this one, And so I usually like will kind of put my ego in check like that. I don't know if,
you know what? That's my little. I almost said my curse or my blessing, because it's like I'm the same way. It's hard to like my own tattoos. I'm always looking at how, like, what I missed or what I think I missed, and other people are like, no, it's beautiful. I'm like, no, maybe they just didn't see the imperfections I saw. But that's actually that's what you just said is hugely important, because I know a lot of people that I was saying earlier. I've known people that have sucked and have gotten really good fast. I've known people that have sucked and have gotten really good slow. And then I've known people that have been good, and then over the years they got worse, right? And I always noticed it was those kind of people that thought their stuff was better than it really was, and they got cocky. And I think you just hit a home run by just saying, essentially what you're saying is stay humble and stay hungry, and that's naturally will cause you to just be better, because you're just not satisfied with what you're putting out, and so you're always striving to be better by being humble.
Yeah. I mean, I always say like I'm striving for perfection, and I hope to never reach it.
I like that.
And that will, I always think that I had a friend tell me one time like if you stop pushing forward, what happens is you get passed up, because like the rest of the world is moving forward. Mm-hmm. So the moment you get to that point where you're like, oh, I'm badass, like I'm good enough, I don't need to learn anymore, I don't need to push myself anymore. Mm-hmm. Well, you hit this plateau, and all these people that are admiring your work or whatever are pushing forward, and they're gonna pass you right up. So you're gonna get to that point where you're just content, and I never want to. For me personally, I never want that. Like I always want to keep pushing myself, whether it be for my personal satisfaction or just a friendly competition,
Yeah, so, no, that's all good information, man. I love what you said just about always trying, hoping you'll never reach the goal of being perfect. That was some good wisdom. Well, hey man, I know you got to get back to tattooing, but you dropped enough morsels for these guys to chew on. So thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit, and again, man, looking forward to having you maybe live a couple times on some of these episodes. So
I'm honored, man. Anytime you want invite me back, man, hopefully I won't stutter as much as today.
How about we go on location to come and visit you?
Yeah, I think we need to go on location next time. Yeah.
You guys are definitely always welcome for that.
And Carlos has a beautiful shop, man. He's a beautiful soul. He's very humble, and he's a badass, which is a rare combination nowadays in the industry. A humble badass. And thank you again, Carlos, for sharing that wisdom. Hopefully you guys can take some of what he said to heart and to listen to his advice. And get back to work, my brother.
All right, brother.
Thanks for hanging.
Love you, dude. Have a good one, buddy.
Take it easy. Oh, yeah. Never reaching perfection, but always striving, right? That's pretty cool. I love that, because I'm the same way. That's why I don't post too many of my tattoos. I'm somehow never happy, or I'm like, I got to do that one a little better.
But I think he really nailed something about surrounding yourself with the right people, just like what we have over here at Vatican Studios. That energy, it's a friendly competition, but at the same time, iron sharpens iron.
Oh yeah, friendly competitions, that's a great thing. Friendly competitions are amazing. Like if you can create that dynamic with somebody. I had that, growing up in the tattoo world with a couple different friends that I grew up with tattooing, and it was a friendly competition. It was like, oh my God, like I would look at their work and be like, that's freaking nice, that's badass, damn. And then I couldn't wait to show them like my script or some portrait I'm working on and be like, oh, what's he gonna say? Like an insecure kid, like, is he gonna like it? And then your friends are like, shit, that's badass. So you wanna, friendly competition is not afraid to tell you how good you are. But then they're also not afraid to say, hey, you know what? You could have probably done that eyeball a little bit better. And then have them point out why. Because a lot of times when we're done with the tattoo, like we can't really hone in on the possible mistakes like a friend can. But I think one of the most important parts of this whole conversation is keeping a positive crew around you. And if you're in a negative crew, man, you got to shake that shit. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price. And if you want to pay the price and you want to stay where you're at and not grow, it's your choice. Everyone has free will. But if you're hearing this and it's resonating with you, and I'm telling you something that you're already telling yourself, you need to just act on it today. Make up your mind. Take a chance, suffer a little bit, be without a studio for a little while till you find the right fit. Like whatever it is, that's the kind of stuff that gets you to the next level. When you sacrifice and pay the price to get better, you'll always be rewarded. It's just a weird universal law. It's as real as gravity is. Trust me when I say that. So let's see here.
We do have a couple questions.
Let's get
here.
into some questions. Actually,
we do have some technical questions,
yeah.
a little bit off subject, but
we can do that.
Still with that. Our friend Silo Lela Hakar is, hey guys, quick question. Are you able to push a 23 mag with the Microangelo?
You can just crank it up to about 9 volts. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of torque. Here's the thing. There's a rule of thumb. Look, the Microangelo is a light machine, right? So if you are using a big mag, it's going to tend to want to bounce off the skin. I always say this. It's like laying on a bed of nails versus laying on one nail. The one nail is going to go right through your body. A bed of nails, it's going to support you. So the more needles you have, it's going to tend to want to bounce off the skin versus wanting to go in the skin. So you got to push down. So if you're going to use a big mag, the Microangelo is fully capable of doing it. One person will say, I couldn't get it in. The other person will say, I got it in just fine. So what happened? The guy that couldn't get it in wasn't pushing down hard enough. He wasn't working it in the skin. Remember the XYZ we talked about a couple of weeks ago? One being hand pressure. When you're using a big needle like that, you got to push in the skin and grind it in. What helps with that is like if you have a stainless steel grip, I encourage you all day long, use a stainless steel grip when you're doing the big mags on any machine. You'll see it effortlessly go in. It's a night and day difference. It's crazy. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah. Jin Dermographics is asking, as an artist that seems to focus primarily in black and gray tattooing, how do you feel about flat needles, their safety and efficiency in the skin, and the gradual disappearance from the market over the years?
I mean, I used to be a flat mag guy, and I think the reason why they're disappearing is because people are realizing that the curved mags, as long as they're not curved, I mean, when curved mags first came out, some companies were making them really curved, and those were so hard to work with. And I think over the years, the manufacturers got to realize a slight curve is perfect. If you look at it under a microscope, the slight curved mags, they actually hit the skin very evenly in sort of this like arc, right? And what ends up happening is you have more of a feathered look. There's no harsh edges like a flat mag can do. It's just the nature. See, when you have a flat mag, when you go into the skin, see the skin is bouncy, it's pliable. So the corners of the mag tend to catch on the skin that didn't bend in. And so it leaves track marks. And so, yeah, you could still do beautiful work with it, but it was just like you had to finesse the shit out of it, right? Flat curved mags, there's a little bit more forgiveness. It's a little bit more feathery and airbrushy. But then at the same time, all you got to do is push a little deeper, and it'll pack in color like no other. So you just get more versatility out of a curved mag, and that's why they're disappearing. I'll say this. I remember my buddy Steve Soto. He was like, you got to try these curved mags. This was like 8 years ago. I'm like, I just can't use curved mags, man. He's like, you got to try it. Trust me. He's like, just give it a chance, and you'll love it. So I did, and it's true. So if you can't get the hang of curved mags, I would encourage you just to keep trying it, and you'll see how it works a little bit different. And when you snap into it, you're gonna just be in love. You won't go back to the flat ones.
Let's see, we've got some people with some great comments, really responding to what you guys were talking about. Good. Paul Voss mentioned, good or bad, every day is a gift. We appreciate what you have. Life owes you nothing, and I'll earn my tattoo career. Those were good words.
I love that.
You.
Good words.
Joseph Jones has a couple where he's, this is why I have few friends. I spend too much time wasting my energy with negative people thinking about this. Now, sky's the limit. And it's all about the willingness to grow. Too many people are comfortable being stuck where they are and not willing to change themselves. Now, what would you say to somebody who is wanting the change, trying to figure out, but their scenario, whatever it is, whether they're in the bad shop, the toxic relationship, like it's easy to just say dump it, but what is it that inside, is it you've had enough of enough, or what?
You again, going back to you're your own savior, you're in control, right? And you got to realize, like, let's talk really quick about how precious time is and how every hour matters if you're trying to become better. Quit dicking around with your time. Quit wasting your time at the bars, or wasting your time with chicks that aren't cool, or in relationships that are toxic. Like, you're wasting so much time that you could be dedicating yourself to learning your craft, getting better at black and gray realism, getting better at color portraits. You know what I mean? It's like you got to really start to respect yourself and value your time. And when you come to that point where you really start to respect and value your time on your journey to becoming better, that's really what will make you have enough. Because that's, to answer your question, James, you got to get to a point where you've had enough, right? You got to get to your own rock bottom. And what I mean by rock bottom, I'm not talking about, you're an alcoholic and you've had your last drink and you're tired of your life. Just like your rock bottom, like you're tired of not excelling, you're tired of your tattoos looking the same as they did last year, because there's no freaking reason for that shit. I'm telling you guys and girls out there, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If your tattoos look the same today as they did last year, you're slipping. I'm just going to keep it real. You can like it or like it or hate it. I'm going to keep it real. If your tattoos look the same as they did last year, you're slipping and you're tripping on yourself. There's no excuse for it, right? I mean, it's like you're working out in the gym and it's like you're not bigger, you're not leaner in 1 year. It's because you're not eating right. You're not feeding yourself the right food. And if your work looks the same as it did last year, you're not feeding your mindset the right food. You're hanging around with sloppy people that don't care about you. They just want to have a party buddy. You're not feeding your mind the right food. You got to feed your mind just the same as you got to feed your body. And I'll suggest a couple of books here in a few minutes that will help you guys with the mindset. So to really hit that question, James, you just got to get to your own rock bottom and bounce out of that relationship or that shop if you want to get better, right? Because here's another thing. I'm going to challenge you guys. A lot of you out there think you want to get better, but you really don't. It's a trippy thing. Our minds are constantly playing tricks on us. A lot of you, let me repeat that. Thousands of you out there think you want to get better, but you really don't. And the reason why I say that is why aren't you? Why are you still letting that toxic relationship at your shop, or relationship with a person, or drug habit or alcohol habit? Why are you still letting that shit win? If you say you want to get better and you're telling your friends, fuck, I want to get better, I'm going to go to the next seminar and do this and that. If you don't have the right mindset, it's literally a waste of time to watch my free DVD that I put out. It's a waste of time to go to a Nico Hurtado seminar. It's a waste of time to do any of that if your mindset, like, if your soil sucks, it doesn't matter how awesome the seed is. It's just not going to grow. So, like, your mindset, like, you go to a badass portrait seminar from Nico, and he delivers beautiful seeds that could grow, potentially, but your mindset, your garden is weak, it's dry, you got no nutrients. It doesn't matter the goods that person gave to you. They're not going to flourish. So, and that's why we're talking about mindset, because I'm so tired of seeing people think they can get better by downloading CDs and, like, watching people's techniques and stuff like that. It's just like you're casting your seeds to the sand, really. So work on your foundation. That's really what this talk is about. Working on your mental foundation, going inside, going within, really challenging yourself. And this is a great era. This is a great time. This is a great age to do this. Like, there's so much bullshit happening in 2020. It's like, we get la-di-da-di in life. Everything's good. Life is good. Economy's thriving. The conventions are rocking, and people get comfortable. Use this fucked up time in history in 2020, right? And take this time to really go within, because when tragedy strikes, that's when we have a chance to go. When it's like a magic portal. We either could get depressed and just go downhill and drink and do drugs, right, to escape, or we go within and we just look at it as a time to really find out, to really face the demons in all of us that are prohibiting us to becoming great tattoo artists or great shop owners. So this is a time to do it. The portal's open. The gateway's open, guys. Never before in history has it been this easy to go within and do the work, right? Because life ain't kosher right now, right, James?
Absolutely.
Life ain't kosher. This is when it matters. This is go time. If you're listening to this message, I don't mean to sound like a wannabe guru, but look, man, I'm being completely real with you. If you're listening to these messages, I encourage you strongly to go with your gut instinct on anything that I said that resonates. Go with it. Go with it and follow it home. Like, don't just sit there and go back to wasting your fucking time like on nonsense and bullshit. Like, again, don't let next year's tattoo, next September 11th, God bless this day, by the way. Don't let next September 11th's tattoo look as good as your tattoos today. That's bullshit. Right, James?
Absolutely.
It ain't going to happen.
Nope.
You got to challenge yourselves, guys.
Got to keep pushing yourself.
I like what Carlos said, too, about balance and overworking. Like, make sure you guys are balanced with your time, and make sure that you guys are like not like working too much, because a lot of times when you work too much, especially if you're at a street shop and you're cranking out tattoos, it's like you're really setting yourself up for just bad habits, right? Because it's hard to like really take the time on a nice tattoo and really put the time in that it takes to be great. So if you find yourself being overworked, you got to bring some balance into your life. So I really like how Carlos talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit some
Actually,
questions.
I got, for somebody that is working at a street shop and they do want to improve, but they have to keep, turn those tattoos. How is it that they can have an opportunity to slow down?
I got the answer, James. I'm ready for it
I'm ready
because
for
I was
it.
that guy. I worked in a street shop, LA Tattoo in Hollywood. Great shop. A lot of legends went through there. Cartoon, Baby Ray, man, a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Double D, Mike Brown. Anyways, I get stuck on history sometimes. But anyhow, I worked in a crazy street shop, pumping out tattoos. The answer to that, James, is get ready to make less money. That's the answer, right? So if you're at a tattoo shop that's you're burning out tattoos as a local college or military base, and you could do like 7 tattoos in a day. Well, now you're only going to do 5. I'm encouraging you to only do 5, and the reason why is you don't have time to do 7. You've taken that extra time that you could have snuck in 2 tattoos, and you're giving those 5 tattoos a little bit more attention. If you're one of those guys that can't seem to get the nose right on a portrait, like cheeks are easy, ears are pretty easy, the eyes are easy, but you're always fucking up on the nose. And you know what I'm talking about. The noses are hard, huh, James?
Because it's coming out
Shit.
towards you. Yeah, you got to know
These noses are freaking hard, right? Lips are even easier. I have the most problem with noses for some reason. In the bridge of the nose and how it rolls into the cheek. This nose is what makes a portrait really good, I've noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of
that
fucked up
Frida
noses.
yesterday. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Smoking.
So look, guys, like, you have to pay attention and be patient to get better at tattooing. You can't rush through tattoos and pump them out unless that's what makes you happy in life. But I'm really speaking to the people that want to get better. Because look, I'll be honest, there's a reason for this conversation. I predict, so it's September 11th. I'm gonna touch the crystal ball. I'm gonna do a prediction today. Okay, I predict that at one time in history soon, in the next 10 years, maybe 7. I'm feeling like 5 to 7 years. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Putting it on record.
It's gonna be this. It's gonna be back to starving artist. See, it was a thing where if you're a starving artist, painter, illustrator, get into tattooing. That's where the money's at, right? That's what it was. And there was good money, and there is good money in tattooing. But it's becoming less and less because, hey, look, now, I grew up in the era where there was a handful of good portrait artists. A handful. Tom Renshaw, Jack Rudy, Tim Hendricks, myself. I'm even thinking of others. Like, we're talking 20-something years ago. There was a handful of black and gray portrait artists in this world. And now there's tens of thousands all over the world. Same with color portraits. They're no longer impressive to look at. It's just another dope ass black and gray portrait. Or the only ones that really mesmerize me is the David Vega ones right now. Jesus Christ. And then Nico, of course, Nico Hurtado's color portrait. There's a few that, of course, they're always going to be special and they're fun to look at. But even then, it's like there's so much talent out there that, again, the reason why we're having this conversation is because if you don't get better in the next 7 years, you're going to be a starving artist in the tattoo world. It's just going to be what it is. Because look, for every person that doesn't listen to what I'm saying, there's going to be someone that does listen to it. And it's not so much what I'm saying. I'm not the only one saying this. I'm few and far between are putting it out there like this. But you got to be challenged, because if you don't get good, if you don't stand out, look, it's getting harder and harder to stand out as a good tattoo artist. There's just too many good tattoo artists. And I'm not talking about the Photoshoppers. You guys know who you are out there. Shame on you. Hate me? I don't give a fuck. Shame on you for photoshopping your tattoos on Instagram. That is a cardinal sin. I don't do it. Nico doesn't do it. Cartoon doesn't do it. Jack Rudy doesn't do it. Gil Monty doesn't do it. Those that know what's up don't do that shit. And if you're photoshopping your tattoos and making them better digitally, that's bullshit.
It's fraud.
Because it's straight out fraud. We'll talk about that on a separate episode. It's fraud. You know it. There's no way around it. You're not going to convince anyone doing that shit's quiet right now, huh, James? They're quiet. Mm-hmm. They're not speaking out against me because they can. It's like it's fraud, right? Yeah, you could do a little filtering on, and we talked about this, James. You could make it a little darker, because sometimes it's hard to capture. Sometimes the glare of the skin makes it lighter. If you're altering your photos to look how it really does in real life, without like extremely crossing the boundaries, like, that's cool. I've done that sometimes. Like, I take a picture and in the glare, it's just like, oh shit, it's not that light in real life. Let me play with the contrast a little bit. Okay, that's how it looks. But dude, look, if you're one of those guys that's like turning down the saturation to where it's blacker than black, we all know that's bullshit.
We see clone stamps.
We all know that's
like
bullshit.
That.
Yeah. We're zooming in over here. We're looking for clone stamps and blur tools and all that stuff. I don't want to get too far off topic.
No, because we got some really good. Well, let's just get to the two questions that are off the top. One, the number one. What's it gonna be, Franco? What are we looking? I think it's just right around the corner there.
Let's see here. So look, the battery pack is under production.
Yes.
Thank God, it's finally under production. The last samples have been approved, and it's under production. So they're telling me about 6 to 7 more weeks. I'm at the mercy of the factory, but hey, look, all the hard work has been done. Over a year and a half, almost 2 years of creating this bad boy, overcoming COVID and all those delays. This bad boy is under production. They are being made right now. So stay tuned.
And we've got people asking about the El Chapos, Ozzy Perez. When are the El Chapos dropping? I got 2 fistful of hundos that need a new home.
Hey, they're being made as we speak right now. We're hoping they'll be done by the end of next week, and then if so, we're
just waiting on some motors.
Yeah, we're waiting on a couple motors, and thank you guys for bearing with us. A lot of people they get bummed when there's no wands on the website. We make them as fast as we can, but by no means is this a chop shop busting them out. It's like they're all handmade, everything's overseen, and I'd rather make the right amount of machines, knowing, I mean, the amount of times that these wands come back for repairs is so low. I mean, I'm so grateful for that. We don't get, for the amount that we sell, we don't get a lot coming back for repairs, and the reason for that is we really do make these things high quality, and that's really what sets these out against some of the copycats out there overseas and whatnot.
Great quality control and great customer service.
And that takes a while, right? And so, but we're doing what we can. But let's get some other questions.
We got a couple comments here just from today's topic. Our friend Shannon Everett. I've been tattooing for 13 years and still would drop it all to take advice from somebody who is older and more knowledgeable than me. I would still take an apprenticeship with people I idolize. Knowledge is power.
Look, guys, I've been at this for 27 years. I think that I own a semi-successful tattoo machine brand, tattoo supply company, a beautiful shop that I'm grateful for. But look, James will tell you, I'm still the guy reading books, going to seminars. I'm online begging people for mentorships, right? I'm going after guys like Andy Frisella and some of those dudes that are some of my favorites. You know what I mean? Gary V. I'm the dude hitting them up in DMs going, hey, look, dude, look, motherfucker, like, talk to me. Let me take you out to lunch. A lot of you guys don't know that a lot of these guys are willing to talk to you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And everything's meant to be. If you get a jewel, take that jewel. If you get a chance to talk to Gary Vee or Andy Frisella or whoever your favorite mentor is, take the jewel. Take it. You know, you may not get a message back, but a lot of times you will. If you message me, I'm always DMing people back. I actually love talking to you guys. It's fun for all you guys that talk to me. You know how fun it is for me to talk. You can ask me for advice. I'll give it to you. The more you hit me up, the more chances are that I'll read it, because I get bogged down here at work a lot. But I'm a fan of you guys, and I love answering questions. Real quick, I want to talk about one more thing, gratitude. Real quick, I know we're going to run out of time here. It's okay. Dwayne Dwyer, he's one of my favorites. He's passed away. He's one of my favorite motivational speakers. He says, "Don't change the things you see, change the way you see things." So when something fucked up comes in your life, you can't change what it is. You can't change what's going on. But you can change the way you see things. Is the glass half full or half empty? And that's where the positive, grateful mindset comes in. Like, be grateful. Like, the fact that you're alive, you should be excited. The fact that you're tattooing, that's one of the best jobs in the world. It's not even a job. That's one of the best hobbies that happens to pay money in the entire world. I'm teaching my son how to tattoo. I'm like, son, you get to draw on people and they pay you money. I was doodling on paper for most of my life before I started tattooing, and the paper wasn't paying me, the canvas wasn't paying me. Now I tattoo on people and they pay me. It's crazy. Be grateful for what you have. Practice gratitude. It's an action. You actually have to do the work. Be grateful. There's a million things to be grateful for. Everything you're complaining and whining about, there's 10 things to be grateful for sure. I've been to the most poor countries. I've seen poverty on a massive scale, right? It's insane. It's like, I'm so grateful for so many reasons, and that attracts things in your life, by the way, too. So when you become grateful, you attract good things in your life. You attract the right friends, the right relationships, all that good stuff. Let's try to squeeze 2 more questions in relating to today's topic.
Well, we've got, let me see here. We just got people. Well, just one question though, real quick, is will people be able to use the battery pack with the Fantom?
So we're going to make a new battery pack for the Fantom. The first battery pack is obviously for the Wand, because that's our most popular machine at the moment. So that's we have to do them. They take so long, but now that we got the software figured out, and we got the battery and the lithium ion technology, all that technology stuff has been worked out. All the kinks and bugs have been worked out. So it's a lot easier to parlay that into a battery pack for the V6, which we're going to do, the Microangelo, and of course the Fantom. So stay tuned for that.
We've got just more or less more comments, and people really kind of
thank you guys for your comments too. Let us know how these Fridays are treating you guys. Let us know if we're helping you guys out. We enjoy this. This kind of all started out because of COVID. We were, had a little bit more time on our hands, so we started out with the quarantine conversations, and we were just looking for something to do that was fun and how we can connect people. I love connecting people all around the world. I love showing off my friends. I love introducing people to others. And that's kind of how this whole thing started, and we noticed that it was impacting and helping people. And so this conversations that we do on Fridays with me is a way to connect with you guys and help teach you and educate you guys on how to become experts at the machines and the equipment that you use. And also too, I love calling some special guests in, like Torres and David Vega and whoever, because they got knowledge too, and it's always fun to hear what they have to say.
Absolutely.
So we got to close it out in here in a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, just got one comment here from our brother Robert Gerald Bales. Time is the only true currency. You can always make another dollar, but you can never get another minute.
What was that movie? The one with
In Time.
In Time. You got to watch In Time, y'all. If you haven't seen it yet, you got to watch In Time. Let me run down my book list really quick. If there's a way we can put it in the comments, or I think David can do that.
We can definitely get that set up, and you can also send us a message, send us a DM or instant message here with any of the questions. If Franco reads off the books, we'll get that list to you guys. And again, any questions we didn't address here, we'll make sure to get you guys taken care of.
Look, Napoleon Hill, in his own words, Think and Grow Rich. Right? That's a beautiful one. I'm gonna give you 4. Okay, Napoleon Hill, in his own words. Why? Because there's energy when you speak. When you hear Napoleon Hill speak, you're actually, energy's timeless. There is no freaking he's dead, it doesn't matter. His energy in his voice still has the same impact as it did when he was alive. In his own words, that's a beautiful one. Another one, 4 Agreements. 4 Agreements is good. It kind of touches on not taking everything personal. There's like these 4 cardinal rules. I love the Native American culture, and I love the wisdom.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah, it's some of the most profound wisdom. So those are the first 2. God, I got so many. But let's see. Then we got
Eckhart Tolle.
That's another good one too. Eckhart Tolle. Gosh, there's so many. Hold on. I'm coming to it. Earl Nightingale as well too. He's got 2 quick ones. The Top 5% and The Strangest Secret. Earl Nightingale. The Top 5% and The Strangest Secret. They're quick reads. Those ones are quick. You can download them. I'm dyslexic as can be, so I download them on Audible. So how many was that? Was that 4? That was 4.
Yes.
Okay, so you got 4.
The Power of Now, yeah.
Actually, The Power of Now is another good one. That's 5. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, excellent one for setting the mindset foundation. And one more. I mean, this one's cheesy because everyone's talked about it, but they've talked about it for a reason. It's called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. That's a goodie right there.
Strategy.
The Art of War. I mean, look, this whole life is a game. You're either going to win or lose. And oftentimes, winning doesn't mean taking home a cash prize. Winning really is just becoming happy. That's how you win, right? How you lose is you stay in depression, stay in a negative mindset. So you want to win. You want to be happy. Happy leads to more happiness. Sadness leads to more sadness. You're in control of your own mind. Your art, your tattoos matter. Every tattoo you do is a reflection of your mindset, the quality of it anyway. So if you want to get better, forget about techniques. Forget about how does that dude do whip shading. It's how does that dude think? How does Carlos Torres, what's his mindset about? Why is he positive? Hopefully I was able to drop a little bit of goodies for you guys, and send me a DM if you have any questions. Please share some comments about what your thoughts are on these, and I'm going to let James over here with that sexy voice close it out.
Oh man,
I'm just gonna prepare for this voice. Wait, hold on a second. Hey, hold on real quick. Can you hand me that whole thing real quick, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Guys, I just want to introduce you to our new film director, Tom. Tom is the bomb. You want to introduce yourself, Tom?
Hi, Tom. Been around the tattoo industry for a few years, 10 years.
I bet you a lot of people know who you are.
Yeah,
They've probably seen you around.
Yeah, I love. I've been here at Bishop for a couple weeks now, and I haven't been happier. So this is great. It's a great opportunity.
We're so lucky to have Tom. Tom's actually a genius bar. What do they call you?
Technician, genius.
Yeah, so he's an Apple technician. So we inherited an Apple genius, which is awesome.
Hey, guys! Thank you for tuning in as always. Please send your questions, either DM on Instagram. We have Instagram Messenger. Our Facebook group with the Bishop page is also a great way. Let's get those topics out there. We want to keep sharing this knowledge with you guys all at home. And for all of you at home, we have restocked the website. So go grab your wands today while they're there.
They will not last another day.
While they're on the weekend.
And remember, we're going to continue to keep giving you guys wisdom downloads on anything and everything tattoo related and more.
All right, Franco. Well, again, another beautiful week for Friday. We'll see you guys all next week.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a beautiful weekend out there. You guys have a wonderful day. Be safe. Love. Light.
To all.
And remember, if nobody loves you, Bishop's got you.